And it's a tool, guys. Like the knife was a great invention. When someone uses a knife to kill someone, it's not so good. But if you use it to cut bread,
hurt you,
or cut steak, then it's great. It's the same thing with AI.
Welcome to the Entrepreneur Experience. I'm your co-host, Coach Joe with Action Coach, along with my buddy,
Jared Taylor with JT Visuals, without the I because it was more than the I.
And I found the I. By the way, before we forget, I really want to take this time to celebrate a milestone. We are on season 3.
Season 3. Wah, wah, wah.
Dude, did you know that most podcast shows don't even make it past 1 or 2 shows? Or
Seasons.
You told me this, right?
Yeah.
1 or 2.
Yeah, seasons, and it's 21 episodes even.
Yeah.
More specifically.
So I looked back at when we first started a couple of years ago. I'm like, whoa, we came a long way, right?
Yeah.
Like our very first episode where we talked about our stories.
Yeah.
I cried again.
Oh, yeah.
But it was really weird to see our old studio with the leather chairs facing each other and our knees were like smacking because like, we were in a small room. And dude, look where God's brought us, man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's amazing.
The things you do for, production and content and put it out there, there's a lot of things people don't know.
Yeah.
And one of those things being that like it was very awkward to sit in that spot. And it was hard to get down and sit and then get out. And it wasn't like the best experience, but it did look good.
It did
look good.
Well, like the fact that you were able to use your camera to make the angle look right. But you know what, though? I'm thankful for that humble beginning because it got us the discipline of just being consistent.
Yeah.
And I think I always had my eye on doing a podcast. I think you did too. But one day we're just like, dude, we should do a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love about what you and I do is we're like, okay, bet. When do we start? And we're like, crap.
Except I never say, but.
Well, I do that in my head sometimes.
Okay.
So now I forgot what I was going to say. No, actually,
you were talking about where it came from.
So we just like started it and now we're here. A couple years in, you're in a whole new studio. And check this out. I really want to just take this moment to brag on you.
Okay.
He has become Kansas City's podcast expert. You're not just doing this podcast anymore, but you shifted your whole videography business into really being the podcast platform for many podcasts. And I'm going to say this because I'm bragging about you. There's so many of your podcast clients have gone viral, dude.
Yeah. It's crazy what like a long to short play can do, Consistency and volume is actually a huge deal for marketing now.
Yeah. Well, I think that's true in every business. Consistency and doing volume of the right things over and over again.
Yeah.
Which most people will actually fail because they're not willing to do the volume and the consistency of volume. Or they'll do volume of what they're supposed to do, but then the minute they get busy, they stop doing the volume and the consistency of what they did to get there.
Yeah.
And now it's a balancing act. Oh, I'm super busy or I'm super slow. Super busy, super slow. So I'm just really proud to say we've stayed consistent. It's not easy to do a podcast, but it's also fun to do the podcast, if that makes sense.
Right, yeah. In our style, we tried to be as authentic and organic as possible. Yeah. And then I brought that into, hey, I like the way we do it. Therefore, we should do that with all of our clients. And so the Entrepreneur Experience podcast here has really been the flagship one. I've done podcasts based on recycling, like on the back end. I would run like sermons and stuff and post. And that was my experience. And then I had one that we got to like 12 episodes just for fun with people. And we were doing it in my apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so that taught me a lot of things. But we also were like, wait, I need to do this for business so I can get more out of this. And that was a good call. And I'm glad that we were able to partner on this too.
Yeah.
It helps your public speaking too, don't you think?
Okay. So I just want to say, because of this stupid podcast, and when I say stupid, it's a positive thing. I'm literally getting so much interest in what I do. Now, I don't know if I can measure the amount of clients that have come. However, people know who I am. And for what I do, I'm a business coach. Like, I have a firm. We're building a firm. We have many coaches. You're actually part of my team on that too. But the thing is like, if we're not getting seen by just the general public, we're scaling too slow. And the podcast and all the clippings and all that kind of stuff that we've had from this has literally helped to grow the business. Because everywhere I go, people are like, I'm watching your stuff, bro. Amazing. Dude, I was in my office the other day, and we're at a shared office space, and some guy walked out of the conference room, never seen it before. He's like, I watch your podcast. I'm like,
dude, that's awesome.
Thank you. Do you like it? Yes. And in my head, I was like, can you share it and like it and comment, please? You know, like this is one of those things. But yeah, I just want to preface, this dumb podcast has got me a lot of clients. You should probably clip that.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, so I just want to that's a milestone, bro.
Yeah.
I'm super proud of you. I'm super proud of us.
Definitely recommend it for a lot of other businesses too. And, but also thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. We've grown over, up to our first 500 count.
Okay.
On YouTube alone.
Sweet.
So that's good.
Yeah.
YouTube subscribers are worth more than anything else.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't know, by the time you're listening to this, we could be twice that now.
Yeah.
So we're about to hit that curve of growth.
Yeah. And that milestone of even 500 is hard to get to. And then it just seems like from all the experts, okay, from there it compounds. Yeah. So we're excited. But look, we are really interested in bringing relevant content to you, the listener, the viewer, the entrepreneur who's looking for answers. This is called the entrepreneur experience because we want to bring an experience through our conversations about entrepreneurship. And sometimes it's the good, the bad, the ugly, because entrepreneurship is not always glorious. People look at the results and it's like, yeah, the glory. But, nobody looks at all the beat ups that you went through, all the, the nights you have to wake up because the bill's going to go out tomorrow and you have nothing in the account.
And nor do we share about that much, but we kind of did.
I think we do.
We did on our... We had a whole episode where we're just talking about getting through a certain what do we call it? Roadblocks.
And we definitely want to bring that content to you because look, entrepreneurship is an amazing thing. I think everybody should do it. I think everybody should experience it. But I think what people fail to realize is that there's a story behind what you see. And when people achieve success, it comes through pain. It comes through, getting out of your comfort zone. It comes through all those things. And there's a reason why entrepreneurship has a high failure ratio. And I say this all the time in my seminars that burnout is the number one reason why most entrepreneurs talk about failure or go into the level of failure. But that burnout is because of all these compounded things that we're going to end up talking about, and how AI can actually help that. But yeah, I know I'm rambling, but I'm just really proud of what we got, dude.
Yeah, me too. So we're about to get into it, but right before we get into it, here's a quick break from our sponsors.
Hey guys, Coach Joe here. I know you had to put a pause on this podcast episode. However, I know I'm talking to entrepreneurs. Look, as an entrepreneur, you have highs and you have lows, and sometimes you have more lows than you do highs. So if you're just starting out in business or you've been around for a while, I want to encourage you to get a coach. Think about our firm for coaching if you need guidance on how to establish a firm foundation for your business. Your business may be chaotic right now. Well, let's organize that. You might be struggling with getting qualified leads. Let's help walk you through and coach you through those challenging moments. This is a thing. No matter how bad or good you are, everyone needs a coach. Even the best professional athletes have a coach until the day that they retire. So if your business is supposed to give you the life that you want, you have to make sure you're getting the best guidance. And you can't figure everything out on your own because you only know as much as you only know. So get a coach. Really think about getting my online courses. There should be a link somewhere around this podcast where you can click on it and have access to my online courses. Or if you want to talk to one of our coaches and see if we're the right fit for you, by all means, reach out. Stay strong. You know my buddy Nolan, right?
Yeah.
Dude, he has a really awesome message to tell all of our listeners today. Why don't you take that away?
Well, if you're a business owner listening right now, you know that real growth isn't about finding just any customer. It's about building genuine trust with the right customers and the ones who value quality and connection. And the big question is, how do you earn that kind of credibility? Well, that's why I'm excited to tell you about the team at Johnson County City Lifestyle. For 16 years, they've been the local experts at making this exact connection happen. The work Johnson County City Lifestyle does gets you trusted using a powerful multimedia platform of print, digital, and social media to put your business in front of the area's most affluent households. And the results speak for themselves. They recently told me about a local business they worked with that got 4 qualified leads that turned into 4 complete sales in the very first month. That's pretty cool. If you're ready for that kind of result, Johnson County City Lifestyle gets you there.
Boom.
Just go to citylifestyle.com/Johnson County and click Advertise With Us button in the top right. Again, that's citylifestyle.com/Johnson County and click Advertise With Us to take the first step towards growing your business.
And if you're a business that can actually use affluent leads and high-end neighbors or high-end households, you really need to call my buddy Nolan because of everything he just said.
If you've been thinking about making your own podcast like the one that you're watching or listening to right now, then JT Visuals is definitely the way to go. And that's JT Visuals without the I because there's more than meets the eye. Podcasts for business are popping like crazy. Everyone and their mom is starting a podcast. Why should you start one? Well, because the truth is it's actually still not too saturated. Not only do you get a show that's all about your business and bringing on guests and spotlighting them and stories, but you're also getting clips and media to put onto social media platforms. Whatever your vision is for your business that you want to accomplish and how you help people, social media is the outreach for that. And when you have a podcast show, it is the easiest way to get started and to conquer that social media that everyone's telling you you need to be doing. We will do everything, so all you have to do is help come up with topics in collaboration with us, show up for a couple hours, and then leave, and everything else is handled for you. We would love to have a quick call with you to see if podcasting is right for you and if JT Visuals is the way to go for you. Just go to our website at jtvisuals.com. That's jtvsuals.com. jtvsuals.com. And now back to the show.
And welcome back to the show. And now that we're back, we need to clear this desk. If you're not watching us and you're listening, he's got a water bottle here. Come on, man.
All right.
We don't use water bottles on podcasts.
Can I shoot it?
Throw it.
Oh,
He tossed it, and it's a miss.
It's a miss. That was a brick. You know what? The air took it.
Yeah, sure.
I wish we had a camera angle to
Remember
show.
ownership and accountability.
I'm owning that there wasn't any water in there to launch it that far.
Yeah.
And my phone was going. So anyways, Cool. So check this out. There's something new that's been going on for at least the last few years, but it's really taking every industry by storm, and it's called artificial intelligence, right? And look, by the time you listen to this podcast, we're already years into ChatGPT, for example, right? And the majority of people are actually using it. Mm-hmm. Also, the amount of people that actually go to ChatGPT or some form of AI to actually do business searches or anything like that is increasing over Google.
Yeah.
So I really want to take this, I think you and I really want to take this time to talk really about how even the basics of AI can actually help you expand your capacity in business and actually be utilized as a way to not burn out in business. Because we all know that burnout comes because as an owner, you do everything.
So how, like, real quick then, how do people usually burn out?
Well, burnout comes because if you ever read the book The E-Myth Revisited, right, by Michael Gerber, I think it's Michael Gerber. I think it is. If it isn't, we're going to clip that out. So The E-Myth Revisited, and it talks about how people start a business because they have a skill, a passion for something, or they're just forced into a business because they're unemployable. And there's three phases of business. There's the technician, there's a manager, and there's the business owner. And you know, in the beginning, the first year or two, motivation and excitement alone gets you to like really just do so much trying to be all three, the business owner, the manager, the technician. But then what happens is you start to get busy. You start to hire people. You start to experience it. And then you can only really do one or two of them really, really well. But all three become so diluted. And then you get burnt out. You're trying to do your own numbers. You're trying to do all the business itself. You're trying to open. You're trying to close. You're trying to do all these things. You're trying to call back. You're trying to follow up. You're trying to, all those things. All the necessary things, by the way.
Yeah.
But there's only so much of you.
Right.
And the burnout happens because of that.
So when like they go over capacity for so long, you would say maybe?
Bingo.
Because sometimes you can call it a season and maybe that season you have to kind of do that, but then when it just keeps doing that forever,
right?
Then they go, oh, what am I doing?
Yeah. Well, the season is there for you to be able to do it and then to create a system around it and identify anybody who can take that over for you. Yeah. Also, burnout actually happens too because most people are afraid to hire because they think that if they want it done right, they have to do it themselves.
Okay, so there's some risk.
There's risk. Raise your hand if you're watching this. Who's ever hired somebody before, right?
Right, yeah.
And if you have, remember the first time you hired, how scared you were? Right? I know for me, like I couldn't sleep. Like what if? Because at every season in your business when you hire, it's always an investment.
Mm-hmm.
Like you probably don't have the money for it, logically.
Right.
But if you don't hire this position, you won't be able to increase your capacity to make more money.
Gotcha.
So it's a gamble.
Yep.
Right? It's like jumping off a cliff and figuring out how to build your hang glider at the same time.
Yeah. So you're buying back the time that you can put in to get more business. So therefore, that person you hire should bring in more money for the business.
Yeah.
Is the simple thing. Or they're directly attached to things that directly bring in more money.
Right. Like, for example, my first hire was an office assistant.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, no, that was my second hire. The first hire was a technician, and I realized I didn't get any time back because I was still doing the same amount of work, but taking longer trying to train the technician. So my first amazing hire was an office assistant who was able to take the phones from me almost immediately.
Okay.
She's the one that pushed me to get the CRM system that totally organized and revolutionized how we contact and follow up with our clients. They were able to also call potential clients and convince them to utilize us as vendors. So they weren't actually out there pounding the pavement and doing the actual cleaning of the air ducts that brought us money, but their activity alone increased the capacity of our clients. And because 30 or 40% of my day was answering the phones and doing all that stupid stuff, I was able to open up my physical capacity to take on those jobs.
Gotcha. And I remember like when I was going through some hiring phases, I've been through multiple, but you were there along with it. So it was cool for you to be at that part. And it was
kind of fun to watch.
That was some of it for me. And it was like, for the longest time, I was stuck analyzing, and it's like, I think you said this phrase, and I say it all the time to other people too, and it's paralysis from analysis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't invent the phrase, but I definitely use it a lot.
Yeah. And so then I started using it a lot, and then people are like, oh, I haven't heard that. I'm like, yeah, I made it up. Not really.
Hey, look, there's no name behind that as anybody who took it, so I'll just use it.
Yeah. But anyways, so I was literally hitting capacity, and then I had that like cool sales day too, and this was after I've like flushed out 3 other people already, like been through them.
Yeah.
And then this is...
Well, those people were interesting.
Yeah, I learned my lessons.
But another thing too is like you wouldn't have really learned that you needed somebody unless you just took the risk to hire those people.
Right.
I think the analysis came from, but I don't have much, so I'll take whatever I can get.
Yeah.
And I think everybody at a certain point in their business at that, because, at that time you weren't making as much as you're making now.
Right.
But you needed the help.
Well, and one of my personal goals was to retire my wife. And I actually got to a point where I could have decided to do that, but my capacity would be crazy. And so with communication with her, we decided I'm still going to take less and I'm going to hire to help spread the load. And I think that's going to work better in the end. So if you guys have been following this podcast, it's also been a way to be able to follow my journey. And
both of ours, absolutely.
Both of ours for real. Yeah. I just know mine, and I'm like, I feel like I came from nothing.
I think it was the end of season 1 where we were celebrating that sales week that you had.
Oh, yeah.
And that was all around that same time that you were kind of struggling with those people that you were hiring.
We had a sheesh with Dun Dun on the episode.
That's right.
Yeah. Because I remember that.
That's right. Hashish Dun Dun. Amazing.
Dude.
We got to get him on here again.
We do. We got to get him on here again.
No, I remember that. That was first of all, as your coach, I think the thing that I love the most about being anybody's business coach is when I can celebrate their wins. Like, I almost feel like I'm a part of everybody's business without owning it. And when there's a win, I'm like, dude, a freaking amazing. You know what I mean? Like, I love celebrating wins. It'd be nice if they all took me out to steak dinners every time, but they don't do that yet. So if you're a client of mine and you're listening, just remember, I like steak.
I feel like you're winking at me too.
I did not wink. I didn't wink at him.
He's winking. All right.
No.
But what is this? Like burnout
Mm-hmm.
and hiring have to do with AI, and it's actually direct. Like the same way you would hire people is the same way you should start implementing AI or experimenting with implementing it, right?
Yeah.
So like a good way to hire, a lesson that I've learned is don't create a position based on someone because you want to do something nice. Think of your business as doing something great for the industry, for like a lot more people, for your family. So if you list out the positions of all the things that you do and make a huge list and then be like, man, if these things were off my plate and I delegated this, how much time would that free up and bring in more business?
I remember doing that with you.
So we did that and I redid that the other day too, just to like see what's going where. It was a messy chart I made, but it was just to help my brain see where we are and then where I think we should be. And now we can think about it more like hiring AI.
Yeah.
So like think of like those things, and if only this, we're at that point with AI. GPT-5 is out.
Yeah. I remember when ChatGPT first came out, it was still amazing. It was like, whoa, this thing.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can write this love letter to my wife and she wouldn't know.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Well, so the thing is, I'm not like a tech nerd or anything like that, but ChatGPT has definitely transformed my business. I could talk about how I use it.
So talk about that. Yeah.
And I could also talk about how like a lot of my clients have utilized the power of AI to like automate or make things super simple.
And especially like freeing up capacity.
Yeah.
Like, because like maybe someone is at their, like maybe they're about to burn out. Speak to that kind of person. But if they could learn to leverage maybe even, I know it sounds weird, but even an extra hour a day, like they're about to burn out, but then they put in just that extra hour of playing around, researching AI to see how that can free up other things.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I would do is if you're not familiar with AI, use it to start researching how you can have a better business. So let's just say ChatGPT, because that's the most, commonly used form of AI. I mean, there's other AI tools that could just do crazy stuff, but ChatGPT, for the most part, everybody listening and watching is going to understand this. So ChatGPT utilizes all the information on the web, right? And as you prompt it, it gives you amazing answers based off of all the information that is literally out in public.
Yep.
The billions of things that are out on the web.
And it used to not be able to do live stuff.
Yeah. But
it was only like 7 years ago research or something, but that changed fast.
Exactly. So one of the areas where people burn out is hiring, right? Getting the necessary help. Now, I remember when I was hiring, I was being coached by Coach Carey. Coach Carey watches this, so if you see this part, shout out to you. I remember she was like, well, you have to come up with the job description first. Like, the position, but when you hire them, are you going to be able to tell them what they're supposed to do? And do you know all the things that you need them to take over for you so that we could free up your capacity? Then from there, do you have a plan to actually do the interviews, like posting the things, all that kind of stuff? That drove me insane because I never did it before. And I actually had to figure out how to do it. The other day, as I'm hiring another coach and as I'm walking one of my clients through that, I was like, prompt ChatGPT, say that this is the type of company I'm in, what city and state you're in, how big your business is, the position that you need, everything that they're supposed to do, the crap list that you have that you want to get rid of, and this is the pay and all. Literally within seconds, ChatGPT basically said, all right, if this is a position that you want, this is the name of the position that you should have for your business. This is the type of person that you probably want for it with this much experience. You should pay them this much based off of your area. This is the ad that you want to put out on Indeed. This is the ad and post that you want to put on social media. This is the LinkedIn thing that you want to do.
Really?
Here's what you're supposed to do. Put it out there, test and measure, get through things, and gave the whole entire plan for hiring up until like choosing the person. And they did the job description and performance indicators within seconds. So if there's one area that just ChatGPT, some of the most basic AI out there, could actually help you with burnout, is the money, the $1,000 you would have put hired a professional to do this, and all the time at night that you'd be trying to figure this out, it did it within seconds. So talk about increasing your capacity to avoid the burnout. That's one very live example.
Yeah. And that's like replacing the copy, like the text, like all that. Like make AI, ChatGPT, your assistant, And even actually like I don't think AI should always replace people, but I think it should replace positions. Does that make sense?
For sure.
So like, for instance, we're small, but my admin assistant, I would want her to utilize AI to its best ability so it can free up her capacity.
Yeah.
Because if she's not doing that, then, we could move way faster without her.
Yeah.
So if
if
she utilizes the tool in that way, then it's like, holy moly, you have so much value because someone always has to wrangle it.
I don't think AI is going to ever replace the human. I don't think so. I think
Not totally, but you know where I do see it replacing, I can say this? I see it replacing some of the more abstract stuff.
Yeah.
Like maybe some acting for commercials. So
people are already doing that.
Yeah. So like now you have AI actors who can make commercials for products.
Yeah.
Like the things that but it doesn't replace the idea person. In fact,
the person to prompt it.
Right.
Like you need that.
Yeah. Now we're living in the gone are the times for the product world because of where AI is.
Yeah.
That it's not just about having a great product. It's about telling people about it. And it's about the idea person now in the marketing.
Yeah.
So now the idea people have this awesome playground, but you can't just play around with something and have it an awesome product from ChatGPT anymore either. Because now you still run into the problem. People have to know about it.
For sure.
Anyways, that was just a little side thing of where we are with AI today.
Yeah.
Because I got excited about that. I was like, dude, we're in the right industry.
It is. And it's only going to get better. Frankly, it's only going to get better. And so, I don't know if you remember maybe season 2, there's a few videos where we really pushed, and we still believe in this, by the way, that if you're not doing video for your business, you won't be relevant in the next 5 years. And you're like, no, 1 year. Right?
Yeah.
Well, AI, I think it's the same way. If you're not utilizing the power of AI to your benefit, the companies who do that, they might even have come later on than you. They're going to overtake you.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I've really been studying this, and I've heard it, and I've seen it, and I'm looking at the data. People are now using AI for search engine optimization.
Oh, yeah.
Search engine.
Absolutely.
So I remember I was in France last week, and I never Googled anything. I went, hey, ChatGPT, can you tell me da-da-da-da-da? What I loved about it is it didn't just give me websites where I had to do my individual research. It said, based off our findings, this is the answer, this is what we found, but there's 3 versions of it. Also, this is what we would suggest. Would you also like me to find X, Y, and Z for you so that you could think about it in a different aspect? I'm like, oh my freaking God. It's literally doing a lot of your footwork. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, it's going to make you lazy. Yeah, in some ways, but it's going to make you smarter in other ways. This is where everything is going. Whether you like it or not, it's going there. How do we adapt and use it to expand our capacity?
Yep.
Because honestly, the majority of burnout has come because entrepreneurs try to do everything on their own.
Yeah.
If ChatGPT or AI can literally take 40% of that for you and help you come up with the game plan, there's an answer to partial burnout. Now you can actually go out there and do the hire. Go out there and create whatever you need to create.
That goes back to some of the basics of how you lead yourself and all of that.
Yeah, and AI can't replace that, by the way.
Right, yeah, it can't.
So that's one area that I like. The majority of my clients who are on the basic end of things,
I'm ready to see it implement a little more too, and I think that's coming. I'm seeing it grow more and more on the implementation, and meaning so you can now GPT-5, it's really good at creating random games.
Really?
Yeah, you just tell it to code a game, and it will preview it in ChatGPT, and you can literally play a game. I just saw someone do this earlier.
Wow.
And
it's getting
you
to
just
the
tell
point
it what
too.
to do.
Yeah.
But then if you actually wanted to make that into a real thing, you need a place to put that code.
Right.
And that kind of implementation is what I'm excited to see more of. So for instance, another thing is the CRM. If you want to use it, hey, you just got out of a meeting, you feed it a transcript of a recording, and then it can log things for you and update your hit list, if you will, like your sales list of an update and reprioritize for you. And then you can set a reminder and be like, hey, who should I focus on calling today? I need to call 50 people or something,
Yep.
And then it can prioritize based on logging that info,
Yeah.
But right now, a lot of it has to stay within the platform.
Yeah.
So once it can escape and integrate to like Go High Level, integrate to Done.
So that's exactly what I'm getting excited about.
So
honestly.
That's coming. And it kind of can already happen with like Zapier and stuff.
Yeah.
But if like I want to be able to be like, hey, we just finished this podcast, let's move it to the next stage,
Right.
What do I need to do?
And it has all the automations and everything like that put together. Now, there's other forms of AI that people actually use, and they don't really look at it like AI. Like CRMs have a lot of AI implemented into it now.
Okay.
So, for example, CRMs, I feel like were like the early versions of artificial intelligence. You prompt it, you set up the automations, you do this, you do that.
Maybe automation there.
Yeah.
Instead of just a contact list, but usually the CRMs had an automation.
Right. Well, I remember certain CRM systems where there was no automation. It was just, here's a platform to put all your data, and you had to prompt everything and do it.
Oh.
But like we use
sheets.
We use Go High Level now.
Yeah.
Right? Like we just prompt and say, hey.
It was just a contact book before, right?
It was a contact book before. Like even like, for example, Monday.com, we used it 10, 15 years ago where it was just literally like a to-do task list.
Yeah.
And now it has like all this AI featured into it, automations, graphs, everything. They also charge a lot, but that's,
Yeah. But if you look at their back end, they're probably using ChatGPT for it.
Mm-hmm. Or some other forms of things like ChatGPT for AI content.
Yeah.
So, and that's another part that also like burns business owners out is they have to be all things, especially in the beginning. So let me ask you this. What percentage, let me rephrase this.
Yeah.
What are the odds of converting any job if you respond within a minute?
Like if they put something out.
If you respond within a minute,
like in a
you
text.
have what percentage chance of converting that? Or whatever lead that comes in.
I'm thinking of more of like it depends where it came from, but I know that
let's say usually, it's a qualified lead.
It's a qualified lead. Someone texts me because they had the number. Hey, I want to start a podcast. How do I get started? Like that?
Yep. If you respond within 1 minute,
so within 1 minute, they're going to convert.
80%.
I'd be like 100 for me.
Look, let me tell you something. In the business world, an 80% conversion ratio is 100.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right? 80%, because you don't want everybody, but an 80% chance of converting because you respond within a minute. Okay? Now, everybody watching, everybody listening, who has the physical freaking capacity to just sit and watch your phone and wait for something to come in and respond within a minute?
I know where you're going with this.
Right?
Yeah.
So, for example, I'm working with a global franchise company that's creating automations through the CRM system for their guys. And it's like there's automations that go out 1 minute after a message comes in, and they're customizing it per person so it can sound like them. And there's even AI things that it has a voice that will actually call them back and be like, hi, my name is so-and-so with Life's Pool Fence. And it sounds like a real person. So AI is becoming creative to take a lot of that busyness off of you so you could focus on what matters most, which is your genius in the business.
Yeah. And if you work with individuals, a lot of people have anxiety about phone calls. So when they know it's like a robot, it like helps alleviate that a little bit as long as they can actually get through. Because like robots and call centers are annoying.
Yeah.
But if it's like AI and it kind of sounds human, it doesn't like. I got scam called by AI once though.
Right. I did too.
Yeah.
And then I finally figured it out after a while.
Yeah. I figured it out and I tried to like derail it by asking it like tips on Mario Kart. Like completely changed the subject. It said, I'm sorry, we can't move forward with this, and hung up on me. I was like, I broke it. That's how I know it was. But dude, yeah, this is crazy. Like, whatever you can think about how to help your business is at your fingertips.
It is.
It's almost like having a genie
in a bottle, baby.
And you rub the bottle or the lamp.
Let me out. Who's that?
And then
it's
I don't
a song,
remember.
Right? I don't remember who it is. But you said genie in a bottle, baby.
Someone put in the comments who that is.
Yeah.
Or don't.
So.
Yeah. But like, I mean, if someone showed up and they're like, hey, you have 3 wishes. What do you need for your business? But you got to be specific.
Money.
Instead of like, yeah. Because if you're not specific, it can derail your wish, right? So like you could say money, but then it's like, be careful what you wish for. Like how do you get the money? Like what if you bring in too much business at one time and you didn't calculate the time of training and the time of capacity, like you didn't calculate character development.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like
absolutely.
They could come in and completely derail your business if you tried to move too fast with too much money at a small scale.
For sure.
So money would be harder. So then snowballing into that and like really asking it things. I think what would be cool for you is just an idea on the podcast.
Ooh.
Okay, you ready? Like I'm trying to work on AI agents a little more. Not just like appointment setter stuff, but like, hey, what would like more like think quizzes and having conversation, but it's trained in the JT way. If you had one that's like trained in the Joe or the action coach way,
Dude, that would be so, it's probably going to come.
Because that's the thing too, is like the trust and the credibility, but knowing that AI is trained by someone that's credible is going to bring credibility as well. So that way, if someone needs a quick answer for coaching, like they could go to your website, start a chat, and it responds with answers that you would actually give.
I'm pretty sure something like that's out there.
It's got to be out there, but what if it was yours, and it creates a lead magnet because they have to enter their email.
That's true.
So I'm trying to come up with one that's like, man, this probably won't take very long. It could even be up by the end of this episode.
You should ask ChatGPT to prompt that for you.
Yeah, I know.
To code it.
So I want to do it on my website and be like, hey, figure out what the title of your podcast should be. And then, but I do it within the philosophies and the frameworks that I believe are good. Because that's the number one thing with AI, though, is you always need someone to verify that it is good. Because just because you get results doesn't mean it's good results. It's good.
Yeah. Yep. And I know I've had to go back and be like, hey, chat, actually, can you do this, and this instead? And then, boop.
Right.
But did you know that we use ChatGPT to figure out the name of this podcast?
You did?
Yes.
No, I remember the brainstorming, and we were checking to see if it was available, and we were surprised this was available.
But we used ChatGPT. I remember. We asked for the door. We're like,
oh, yeah. I do remember now. But the reason why I forgot is because the episode or the title that we landed on wasn't one of the options, but it sparked the conversation.
Did you use chat to do this?
No.
Okay.
No. In fact, I did that in like 10 seconds.
Well, your brain is like AI. You know that, right?
Yeah, I knew it. And then I was like, Canva, and then just made it real quick,
Jared is like a living AI tool.
Sometimes I just see it in my head.
Isn't that right, Azaria?
So.
She said yes and smiled.
She's kind of the same way, though, in her own editing and stuff. She can see it a certain way. And then boom. It's like, so sometimes
that's why
it takes longer to prompt AI than it does to, like, you could spend hours just trying to automate one little tiny thing when you could just have an admin assistant and they are the automation. So like sometimes you got to balance that.
Oh, I'm all for making sure that position is still relevant.
Yeah.
I don't think chat's going to take over that. If anything, like for example, I have an office manager, and 30% or 40% of what we do, her job description is to prompt AI to get certain answers and to get certain things. So you still need a human element.
Yep.
It's still there.
And you did it for marketing.
Yes,
and
I did.
You asked a lot of it about some things, but then you showed me it. And I was like, yeah, that sounds good.
It does. So, and then we're following it.
Yeah.
And we're getting leads.
Yeah.
Also, my daughters just became part of our social media and marketing team. And I said, okay, ChatGPT, you know me already because I've already prompted who we are, what we do, all that kind of stuff. They know my mission, vision, core values, all that kind of stuff. And I said, I need a comprehensive marketing plan for social media that does 3 things. I said, I want to go viral. I want to get a lot of local followers here in Kansas City. And I want to get leads. I said, I need a social media marketing plan for the platforms of TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and YouTube. And I have 5 pages of marketing plan. And I love it because it's not just like paragraphs and theology. It's like, do this, 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 and this. boop, do this, and this.
Yeah.
Do this. I'm like, this is easy to follow. My 16 and 17-year-old daughters are following that and getting some amazing. You actually like their videos.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So
It's cool.
I remember videos that go viral are not the informative ones. It's the ones where people can laugh at. I just figured that out.
Yeah. That's true.
If people can laugh at your video, you'll go viral.
Think about it. Like it's the study of humanity. It's anthropology, you know, like you look at how people react to things and how culture is affected, and you just analyze what would you say is the number one thing for gaining people's attention, no matter where you are.
Yep.
What is it? What would you say? In public speaking, what do you start with, you know?
A joke.
Why, you know?
Because first of all, you're probably nervous and everybody's like, who's this person? And then you build relationships right away just by coming across relatable.
And then when you convert clients, usually it's through what? What, you know, there's a human factor here.
Relationship.
Yeah. And?
Okay. You got to tell me.
Okay. Emotion.
Oh, that's right. Emotion.
Yeah.
But what do people like? What are emotions that people actually like to feel? Like how people want to feel happy.
They do love the joy, the happy.
They want to feel like
the promising.
Hey, this person's going to make me feel really good.
Yeah. The escape sometimes, that feeling of, which is usually with sales, is the escape of where you are into something better. It's like, it's just like going to the promised land.
Yeah.
You know?
Awesome.
Dude,
I love this.
It's cool. So that's why the laughing usually works. Humor is great, and people, especially coaches and
public speaking.
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
People that are directly involved in the business get hired based on their personality a lot.
Absolutely.
And that's why
I know bookkeepers and accountants that are so dry, and it's really hard to give them business. But the ones who actually smile and have a personality, they tend to get a lot of people's business because, dude, like you're helping people with a stressful thing, which is numbers and taxes. You come across relatable, people like you.
Yeah.
But back to AI. I think we scratched the surface.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
There's so much. And frankly, I think AI is so new.
Yeah.
I think as a society, we've only scratched the surface of what AI can actually do for us. It's scary to think about, but also amazing and exciting to think about, in my opinion. Is it going to change a lot? Absolutely. I mean, as a society, if we want to grow, things have to change. If we want to progress in the ways that we want to go, your business is going to require you to scale. Your business is going to require you to actually get along with the times and do things that are relevant, or else you'll become irrelevant. I don't care how long or how best your product is or service is. If you're not doing the things that matter, which is getting in front of the right people and not burning out and doing the right things, you're not going to be relevant. And AI can play a big role in expanding your business capacity, putting money into that capacity, and avoiding burnout in a lot of areas that most entrepreneurs burn out because they do it themselves.
Just don't trick people. That's the only thing.
Yes.
Just be transparent. You know, nowadays, like if someone sniffs that you have ChatGPT in your email, it's kind of normal
you know what
now.
I say?
It's normal now.
You know what I say to my clients? Absolutely. And you should do it too.
Yeah.
That's literally what I tell them.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't have to think about that email. I literally got that in 3 seconds. I just proofread it. I made sure everything was accurate, and you got it.
But
See, it works.
If we told you this whole podcast, this episode right here is AI, how would that make you feel?
Okay, in the comments, tell us if you think this is truly an AI podcast that we prompted or a real podcast.
And then how do you know the difference? How can you spot it? There
is
actually a way.
Talking like robots right now. No.
Well, we're not gorillas, so that's one thing.
Yeah,
I did that. I used Google VO.
What?
And
it turned you into a gorilla?
It's text to video, and that's why I'm saying like commercials. Boom! It's now in the hands of thinkers.
Well,
so like I made it to Sasquatches doing a podcast.
Oh, you showed me that.
Yeah, and shout out JT Visuals.
Yeah.
And then I sent it directly to someone. And since I sent it directly to someone, I had them say that person's name in it.
So do you know what makes it kind of cool to actually have Sasquatch and gorilla in there? people are looking at it, trying to figure out if it's real. They're hearing the message, and then they hear JT.
Yeah,
so
it is the
actually
purple cow.
It gets them to actually stay on it.
Yeah.
Not that the information is relevant.
Well, like real quick, two other things that I've done was one of them, I learned something educational on a YouTube video and I immediately wanted to implement it into my website. And they talked about 3 different frameworks that helps with conversions for landing pages and how to run that framework. So I was on Gemini for this one, Google's ChatGPT basically. And I said, hey, here's the transcript of the YouTube video. Look at those 3 frameworks that they showed. And then here's my website. And go and tell me what text I should replace to follow this framework.
Wow.
And then it told me exactly what to change. And then, of course, I edited it, but it got me like 75% there. And then it's easier to edit things than it is to just start from scratch, Yeah. And that was one thing. And then now I really like the website and where it speaks the language, and we're focusing on conversions a little more than we're focusing on other things. And then what was the other thing? The other thing was we have another podcast that's part of this network, and they're the Skin Babes, and they're a med spa that's in Harrisonville. And we took one of their clips and turned them into babies with AI. and then we took it to another AI program to make it video and converted that following their actual voices, and then made that a clip.
We should do this for us.
So that's what's next.
Dude, let's do
gorillas. We're next. We're going to be babies. We got to follow that trend. And I was thinking of the Wives episode one because that one was good.
Yeah. Dude,
and I want to see what they look like.
Did you guys watch the Wives episode? That was an amazing episode.
That one got a lot of interest. Like the likes to views ratio was significantly higher. So that was a good perspective to bring in. That was truly the entrepreneur experience.
Yeah. Well, they brought a whole different aspect of it that most people don't see. And it's how they perceive our entrepreneurship journey.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
We should probably bring them on a little bit more often.
Yep.
But, and they look better than we do anyways.
Yeah. I mean, they have to.
Right.
So, I wouldn't marry myself.
Right, now that you put it that way. So, anyways, guys, look, this is an interesting conversation. I think we just scratched the surface of it. We always say this.
What do they do if they want to hear a little more?
What was that?
What if they want to hear a little more? Is there like some event or anything coming up?
Yeah, so here in Kansas City on August 12th, I'm doing a growth club. The growth club is where we bring in all of our clients and other entrepreneurs who pay into it. I mean, it's a small investment. And we just go over the basic fundamentals of business, but we have a topic. And this quarter's topic is going to be how we can utilize the basics of AI, again, to expand the capacity, not burn out. And none other than Mr. Jared Taylor, we found the I this time around, is going to actually talk about that. So I'll go over mindset, fundamentals, and training, and then he's going to have a 35-minute slot of, the basics of AI. Here are a few tools, and this is how you can use it to actually expand your capacity at a certain limit. Obviously, I don't think that's enough time, but it gets people just a nice taste of what they should be using AI for. And there's that. And we have a virtual one the Friday after that, and I think September 26th, I'm doing one in San Diego, and we have some other guest speakers out there too. So
sweet.
It's an amazing workshop to start off with. We're going to have an AI emphasis on it. And again, we're doing this because we want you as the entrepreneur to just, taste and see that God is good. I don't know. That just came up. Taste and see that it is good. Because a lot of you are scared about it, right? A lot of you don't know what to expect. And I think I was there. But this time around, it was literally my assistant, Michelle, when she was here, that said, I'm just going to use ChatGPT. I'm like, okay. And then she started getting all this cool stuff. I'm like, so what is this again? ChatGPT? That was 4 years ago.
Okay.
And so, all started like that.
Yeah. And it's a tool, guys. Like the knife was a great invention. When someone uses a knife to kill someone, it's not so good. But if you use it to cut bread,
hurt you,
or cut steak, then it's great. It's the same thing with AI. And if we all good people leave that, it's the same with social media. It's a tool.
Yeah.
If we all leave that and we're the good people, who are we leaving it in the hands of?
Right. Absolutely right.
And so we have to, it's like more of an obligation. Like it's not just a fear that we'll get left behind, but it's like we just have to for the goodness of humanity, like to get a hold of this.
Absolutely. Well, if more good people use it, good's going to come out of it.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, anyways, thank you so much for staying tuned to this episode of The Entrepreneur Experience, the first episode of Season 3. So excited. Guys, I can't wait to Season 10 come out. And we're like, remember Season 3? We were talking about this AI stuff. And now we're creating robots, right? Like, it just be something like that. So anyways.
Now we're not even in the podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
No worries. But look, take this, watch it over and over again, get some insight, get some inspiration, go out there and crush it. And like I always say, stay strong and
keep on keeping on.
Peace out, guys.